Welcome back, everybody. I'm Michael Foley, and I've got my student, Chris Dyer, who's a black belt and a wako point fighting champion, here to help me out with this video today. So the topic of today's video is, why do point fighters from sport karate and kickboxing switch over to full contact or MMA and still keep their hands down? How are they getting away with it? So let's look at the difference in stances. I'm gonna play the role of the boxer, the kickboxer, and Chris is gonna be the point fighter. Me as a kickboxer, I'm gonna be more front on. I'm in a bit of a 50-50 stance. My hands are up here nice and tight. Muay Thai is gonna be a little more narrow stance and hands up here like this, while Chris is gonna be side on with his hands down. Let's see how it looks when we square up against each other. So I take my boxing stance, Chris is in his point fighting stance. Now, from this position, it looks like I'm more covered up than him. I've got more defensive tools guarding my upper body, and I can check kicks to the legs. Chris, on the other hand, is bouncing up and down in one spot, and his hands are protecting anything. So if you notice from here, and aside from the fact that I'm a bigger guy than Chris is, I'm slightly more front on, so I become a broader target, whereas he's side on, or what's being called a bladed stance. He's a lot more narrow as a target. So the methodology behind these two stances are this. I'm bracing myself to receive techniques. I'm gonna block it, whereas Chris isn't gonna let me get close enough to hit him in the first place. So what I mean by that is he's gotta control the distance. It's his job as a point fighter to make sure that I never get close enough to him to be able to hit him with a big shot. My distance, for example, as a boxer, as a kickboxer, is I wanna be one step away from being able to make contact, or one step from being able to hit him with a kick. This is not the distance that a point fighter wants to fight you at. They want to fight you from further away. Now from here, if I step to hit Chris with a jab, he's not going to let me. If he sees me adjust at all to hit him with a kick, he's going to back up. My job defensively as a boxer, as a kickboxer, is to make sure that my guard is up. It's going to cover me and absorb all the damage. Whereas Chris's job as a point fighter is to never let his opponent get close enough to hit him in the first place. So let's see what that looks like. If I'm the kickboxer trying to get close enough to hit Chris, and he's the point fighter trying to manage the distance, trying to control the distance, and never let me get close enough, here's what that's gonna look like. I'm gonna try to get close enough to crack him with a jab. So what if I do start to bridge that gap and I get a little uncomfortably close for Chris? The weapon, the primary weapon he's gonna use is his lead leg side kick. So if I'm stalking him down and he's backing up and I'm starting to get close, he's gonna use that lead leg side kick to stick me in the ribs, to push me back, and then maybe create an angle and exit again, and always keep me on the outside and sticking me with that lead leg side kick when he gets the opportunity. Another skill that Chris can use to help maintain the distance is the reverse punch, the karate reverse punch, which, unlike a cross, which launches from your high guard, a reverse punch comes from a lower position. This is made famous in the UFC by Lyoto Machida and Stephen Wonderboy Thompson. They both use this to great effect, and it looks like this. So I'm stalking him down, I'm trying to catch him, and he lets me walk into that cross, that reverse punch, and then he exits to my blind side. So again, it looks like this. From my point of view, what can I do to shut down his distance control? The thing of it is, I gotta be a bit of a tank here. I've gotta be nice and tight to be able to deflect those side kicks to the body and cover up from those reverse punches to the head. Then I wanna cut the ring off. So imagine this blue square we're in right here has ropes or cage walls against it. I need to be able to absorb some shots from Chris and back him into a corner. Now from here, if he wants to go this way, he's going into my right hand. If he wants to go the other way, he's gonna run into my left hand. And while he's in the corner, that's when I start beating up, especially his legs, but his upper body with tight inside punches too. That's the exact tactic that Bazooka Joe used to take the title from Raymond Daniels. Thanks again for watching, everyone. If you haven't already, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. I'm Michael Foley, and I'll see you on the mats.